Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yo, good to see you, man.
Good to see you. So, tell me about FSD. What is it, 10.5 now?
10.5.
Have you noticed like a crazy difference between that and 10.4?
Well, it's definitely doing a lot more of the drives without a takeover. It's getting closer to where it needs to be. There's new settings for how aggressive you want it to drive.
You've been posting a lot of videos, a lot of engagement-free videos. Like, was that the case today too when you came over?
Yeah, driving here from San Francisco, it was a zero takeover drive, which was pretty mind-blowing to me. I mean, even today, you still have lots of takeovers, so for it to do a complicated drive, like driving through San Francisco into Berkeley, it's pretty impressive. And people are still going to have lots of times where they need to correct the system today, but you can tell that it's headed in the right direction, and there's no sign that it's going to stop getting better. As a matter of fact, the rate of improvement is accelerating.
I still don't have FSD because I have a 97 score, driving score.
Yeah,
and
brutal.
I've been trying my best, but I don't know. I think I'm just stuck on 97. So can we go try this thing?
Yeah, let's go for a drive.
All right, let's go. I got some errands. Let's try the Berkeley Marina right there.
All right, so you just tap on the screen where you want to go, and the car just leaves just like that.
So
yeah, this looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting drive. We got a roundabout where it has to turn around. We got a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, well, let's find out. Dude, I love watching these visualizations. And I love how it zooms out when it comes to a stop sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really cool.
Like, it's just like the cinematography is just like so cool. And the reason it's doing that is just a right turn only.
So it actually did know it was a right turn only. Even though you could turn left here technically, it had enough information in the map to know that that wasn't okay.
Wow.
Okay, so it's waiting for this car. He actually has to turn left, so once he turns left, then it should
There you
turn
go.
right.
This is so incredible. I really want to see it do the turnabout.
Okay, this is gonna be crazy.
Look at this crazy traffic right now.
Oh my god, what the hell? It's gonna have to try and get through this. You kidding me? Oh my god, it is not gonna try this. What the fuck?
This is gnarly. There's a bicycle there.
And so there's no green arrow, so it has to totally decide when to go itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see if I can force it to go.
Wow.
There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay.
Wow.
Now let's hope it doesn't mess up this roundabout.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn the speed down to 15 because it looks like a crazy roundabout.
It is a crazy roundabout.
All right, here goes nothing. Let's go.
Brave.
Oh, I've seen it all. Okay. All right.
Oh my god.
All right. Oh my god. Yeah.
It's doing it though. Wow.
All right.
Wow. What? What do you think caused that stop midway? It just thought it saw something? Maybe that trash can?
The most important thing, you can see the bus went over the line there a little bit, so it stopped. The most important thing is for it to not hit anybody, right? So
better safe than...
They've kind of turned up the accuracy of detecting, various things lately. And yeah, if you want to catch everything, you're going to have some false positives. So it's really like, okay, do you want to have a false positive where it stops for something that it didn't need to, or a false negative where it doesn't stop for something it doesn't need to?
Look how it's showing these cars right now. You see that? And then look how it actually is. It's literally like that.
Yep.
That is so incredible.
Yeah, it's just incredibly accurate.
Yeah. I think that feature is just amazing on its own. The fact that it's able to detect all these different vehicles. All of these vehicles.
Yeah, and it even knows this is an SUV, this is an SUV, and then there's a sedan.
Truck. It's just, Did somebody honk for us?
Yeah, I think they just want us to go, but there's nowhere for us to go. So.
Right.
Like, what the hell's going on here?
Just crazy traffic.
Oh. Oh, well, he probably wants to go around. I mean, go around, dude. What are you waiting for me for?
This old lady is mad.
I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Oh, this asshole's trying to go.
It's flashing at you.
We're going to just force our way in. So I'm pushing the accelerator right now. The reason I'm doing that is I don't want to wait forever
Right.
for it to...
Because it's
let
extremely
everyone-
polite.
Yeah, it would let everyone go for an hour and then, 7 o'clock, it finally gets a chance.
So at this point, it's a very polite,
Yeah.
passive driver.
I don't see it as like, something like this. When I'm filming a video or something, I'll kind of like sit back more from the steering wheel, from the accelerator. Normally when I use it, I have my hand on the wheel.
Right.
I'm making all kinds of corrections. Even if there's something that doesn't need to be a correction, I'll do it. Or using the accelerator a lot, using the turn signal a lot. It's really a collaborative driving feature, right? It's like, hey, the car can already do this, so you can let it do it, but really you're collaborating with the car to get where you want to. If it's doing what it needs to do, you don't need to give it any input. But if there's something where you think it could do better, you can give it that input.
Like, it's going to make a left at this light right here. So if you were to press on the accelerator, would it turn into that lane, or?
I think it might, but, I'm just going to let it sit here. And, if I was driving myself, I might turn it off and have it go there, but it just doesn't feel like there's a big enough spot here.
Right, it would have to cross that lane.
Right, and then there's also
unnecessarily.
traffic coming, so... Okay, now there's a guy with a dumpster, okay. I'm worried he was trying to cross the street with it.
That would be great.
And yeah, I mean, this is also what really impresses me. If you remember the early days of autopilot, it would really struggle once you got into heavy traffic. Like...
Yeah, that car was sneaking through.
Yeah.
What am I doing? It's enough already.
Nice turn. Very nice. So did you have to give us some acceleration there?
Yeah, it just wasn't going, so...
Yeah.
It's like, come on. But, that's kind of what you want. You'd rather have it be cautious rather than
Oh, for
going
sure.
too much.
Yeah. Okay, so what's going on here?
I think it needed to
front of
change
us.
lanes, but then there was this person coming,
No,
so...
look in front of us.
Yeah.
Is it going to detect that?
Yeah, I mean, it should. It was already trying to change lanes before, so... It definitely detects cones, you can see on the
Right.
visualization.
This is crazy.
A lot of construction here,
Yeah.
road work ahead. Let's see how it handles that. Really rough road here.
Yeah.
Moving away from this truck, giving extra room. That's the kind of stuff you want to see.
Yeah.
Moving away from the motorcyclist a little bit. This is clearly a disaster scenario for FSD.
Yeah.
It
What's
does
gonna
not
do-
know what to do. It's trying to figure it out.
So you didn't do anything just now.
Nope.
It's doing it.
Yeah, it's trying to figure out what to do.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. That's pretty incredible.
So, you know, with the construction scenario, it's a scenario that's never existed before. It's a completely unique scenario. So that's really the power of this. With Waymo and Cruise, you see a lot of pre-mapping. They know a lot of the answers. But with this, it's just able to look. It's able to look at a scene that's even never existed before and try and figure out what the right thing to do is. And that's what's really powerful about it. People focus on the mistakes a lot, but once they get it to work, it just works everywhere. You can come up with like a fictional world that's never existed before and render an image of it, and it'll be able to tell you how you would navigate that image.
Right. That's incredibly powerful, right? And that's exactly why vision is so important, because it could actually see and make sense of things that other types of sensors wouldn't necessarily be able to. That's pretty cool. Man, that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things are sharp. That just stabbed me. So, what? Like that was pretty remarkable, with the exception of that one takeover, because the guy broke the rules and snuck past you, was actually in the wrong lane as you were trying to merge left.
Right.
Besides that, everything else was just like absolutely incredible. I mean, like the roundabout. Right, it was being very safe, but it still managed to do that weird roundabout.
Yeah.
All that construction, all that fencing, all illegal parking, like, it is fascinating. Like, it was pretty, like, mind-blowing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so we've done, 4 drives today, and we had one takeover and 4 drives, all pretty short drives. But that's pretty typical for what you'll see with FSD today, is that it's got a lot of stuff down, construction, even these really high traffic scenarios, which are, used to be really challenging for autopilot. You couldn't even change lanes if the freeway got too crowded. Now it's really, really good at that. So that's pretty impressive. And I think the one takeover we did have is kind of pretty emblematic of what the software couldn't do. So, I mean, generally it's very good, but you had a scenario where basically there was a left turn lane and the FSD car couldn't get into the left turn lane. So it was waiting because it didn't have a big enough gap. So while we were waiting, the guy behind got impatient because, he's stuck in traffic. We're all annoyed, stuck in traffic. And he decides to drive on the other side of the street to get around the car.
Right.
And we know as humans, okay, this guy's driving on the other side of the street because he's trying to get into the left turn lane. He wants to get into the left turn lane before it turns red.
Right.
But the car doesn't have that kind of human understanding yet that, the reason he's doing that is to get into the left turn lane. And then when the car wanted to go into the left turn lane, and we knew intuitively that he was going into the left turn lane, we know that there was a possibility of them getting too close or colliding with each other, so we took over.
Right.
But the car didn't yet have that understanding. So it's very good at predicting what humans can do.
Right.
But you still need a real human there to have that full human understanding. And generally, like, if you drive at night when there's no traffic, it's like really, really perfect most of the time.
And that's the crazy part, because like, cameras work differently when there's low light, right? There's a lot of extra noise. So that's pretty incredible that it can still work the same and have that dynamic range during nighttime driving, the same as daytime driving. Like, have you noticed?
People kind of are confused about this. They're like, well, pure vision, is it going to work in the dark and stuff? And no, dark is a totally solved problem, especially when you have headlights. But what really is more hard than the dark is just people.
Right.
The psychology of people, understanding what people are going to do and why.
Unpredictiveness of humans, right? And human behavior. So, like, how do you think we can solve that?
Well, we have all the tools in our toolbox to solve it. The answer is really just you watch the world, right? And they're going to see what I showed today. They're going to get a clip of that, which is, okay, they took over because someone was coming on the other side of the street to get in the left turn lane, and we were trying to get into the left turn lane. That was wrong.
Wait, but you didn't report anything. So is it now, it's just going to, every time you take over, they'll have clips of what happened?
Well,
do you think it's baked in like that?
Well, you don't need to hit the snapshot button for them to get data. They pull all kinds of data depending on what they get. So they ask the car, for a number of things, right?
Takeover. Every time there's a takeover, shows what
Yeah,
happens.
or even when there isn't a takeover. Like, for example, they could say, hey, we want to see situations where there's 3 left turn lanes. If you see 3 left turn lanes, upload that to us. They have all
That's
kinds of
crazy.
things that they're looking for and they're training for. So, eventually they're going to see, okay, why are people taking over? Okay, well, there was this rare scenario where we're trying to get in the left turn lane and someone else is trying to get in the left turn lane from the other side of the street. Okay, now we're going to label this. We're going to teach the car, okay, the correct action was actually to slow and wait for the car to get in the left turn lane, and then we follow. So, that's not kind of necessarily obvious to the software right now, but with some labeling, you show it enough examples, then it can start to figure that out, and then it can start to handle it correctly. You don't need to, for example, have like a human level of intelligence. It's just kind of like pattern matching, right? You can detect all these scenarios.
I mean, that's kind of what we do too.
Exactly.
Super fast, but we make shortcuts and we make assumptions based on previous patterns. This information that's getting sent back to Tesla, it's anonymized, right? Do you think potentially in the future there might be an opportunity to use all of this visual data for good? Like, say when there's a missing person signal that goes out, people know the license plate. It just says, hey, if you spot a license plate within, that matches this, ping us a GPS location anonymously. Like, I think about this a lot. Like, the implications of that are pretty powerful, right? Because for the first time in forever, we have all these cameras on the roads that can, like, instantly tell us this stolen, kidnapped kid who's in this license plate car is actually on I-80 East right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, do you think that's a potential?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential to do some amazing things. There's also a lot of kind of privacy and security concerns and that sort of thing. You could definitely find any person quickly. You can imagine things like...
What if it was like an opt-in thing though, right? Like you crowdsource like finding missing people or like stolen vehicles, and it's just like...
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, looking for missing children, stolen vehicles, all that stuff will be really easy. You'll have kind of a real-time view into the roads.
Yeah.
If someone gets hit with a car,
Right.
the car could instantly call 911 in a fraction of a second.
Right.
Faster than the phone could even dial. All of these things can happen in real time. So the kind of real-time map of the world that Tesla's building long-term with this technology is pretty incredible. I mean, we've always had cameras all over the place.
Yeah.
But now what we're building is the ability to understand what's happening in that camera image.
Right.
And that just makes it that much more powerful because
and
you can
searchable.
because you can have massive amounts of data and filter it down to just the kind of signal that you're looking for.
Yeah. Dude, I appreciate you coming out here, man, and once again blowing my mind with this FSD and just, the way you articulate thoughts and ideas, I think is very unique to you. So I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, always good to hang out with you, man, and hope you get FSD on your car soon too.
I hope so. I hope it starts going out to 97s. Mr. Elon, if you're watching this, please, let's go fly some drones.
All right.